Man, just give me like 10 seconds of what the BOP 5000 is, real quick.
It's a comprehensive strategic program to create an economic engine using home ownership, small business development, and the engagement of politics.
Woke up hungry, had to make a change, rearrange the way I make my change. I'm just trying to stop the sliding over drugs and gangs. Old school, shy vet, remember, let me bang. So glad my parents rarely ever let me hang. I'ma stay straight, shot yo in the foot with a 30. After that, we kept seeing increases in the murder rate. Plus Planned Parenthood, help little mama terminate. All the guys serving in them gangways. Dick slide, everybody hit the gangways. Beat the case, but you still did 500 days. Sometimes it feel like we raps trapped up in a got the pilgrim experiment from back in the days. How the rap reflects our hood in so many ways. You know the alpha male winning. Women only concerned with the pampering and primping. Then all our kids become aggressors or some victims. I'm black man went missing, they dying or in prison. What a difference in outcome just based on how you living. I think it's time to change the vision, yeah. About 5,000, that's the mission, yeah. United we stand, no division, yeah. 5,000 times 1 million, yeah. We can own the blocks and live in the do the about 5,000 is the cheat code. Me and Ro out in the trenches going beast mode. And no, we ain't sleeping, keep that heat close. Show you a path to a new life through the cheat code. Do the about 5,000 is the cheat code. Me and Ro out in these trenches going beast mode. And no, we ain't slipping, keep that heat close. Show you a path to a new life through the cheat code. Dope things, damn cribs, they gon' vacant. They so addicted they can't take it, haunted by temptation. They decided they gon' take it.
What's up? I'm Ro Davis. I have no voice left. I sound like this a lot better. Today was an amazing day. I gave everything I had, and I wish you were here. That was the only thing that was missing. I want you to go out and purchase my new book. We have officially launched. I want to thank the team. I want to thank you, Bree, Dr. Shante, and all the people who made today possible. I feel really humbled by the support that I've gotten, the support that I received on Facebook, and the expected support from you out there, whoever is watching this and you still ain't bought the book. I'm going to speak in expectancy, and I thank you regardless. Thank you.
If you really want to know the truth, my vision is on the same magnitude as Elijah Muhammad or any one of those people. I see my life, I'm not trying to produce a religion, but I'm talking about a mass movement of black folks that gets on the radar.
Right.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to the weekly Buy Back the Block, Keeping in the Family BOP Project 5000 collaborative call, where we invite the public out so you can get an earful of what BOP Project 5000 has to offer by terms of helping you become not only a homeowner, but also an investor in the communities in which we live. We want to be able to collectively buy back the block so that we can keep the property and the wealth from that property inside of our communities and inside of our families. This is a family conversation. This is a collaborative conversation. This is not rehearsed. This is straight from our experience. This is from our knowledge base. This is from 20 so years of buying property in Chicago, in the neighboring suburbs. This is something that is not new, but this is something that we want to strengthen and we want to include more of our people in. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. There is a transfer of wealth happening right now, right in front of our eyes. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to miss this opportunity. We don't want to be someone who is stuck in the poor mindset, and we want to be able to see the value of these communities from an investor's perspective. And BOP Project 5000 is here to give us that connection and to give us the tools and what we also now calling the cheat codes in order to make that happen. This is a lovely day. I hope everybody is in great spirits and in great health. before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to give a couple of reminders. And one, if you came out to the last crash course, thank you very much. And we want to make sure that you stay connected. If you are now a part of the family, we don't want you to get into the start mode and then get stuck. You've already taken the initiative. And so we want you to run with this ball. We want you to run with this opportunity. We want you to take it by the horns and ride that bull, okay? And so with that being said, thank you very much for coming out. And we want to make sure that you keep in mind that the next Flip That Hood crash course is set for February 1st. The location and the time is to be announced, but know that on the 1st, it's the perfect kickoff for Black History Month, because what Bot Project 5000 wants to do is we want to make history with you in the year 2025. And that's right, we want to make history. And so February 1st is an app day. It's a great day to have the next crash course of Bot Project 5000 Flip That Hood. Another reminder I would like to give to the family who jumps on and who watches this in the record is that we have an upcoming radio show also called Keep It in the Family, where you be able to call in and ask Ro Davis exactly what's on your mind in terms of you becoming a homeowner, or you becoming an investor, or you becoming a member of the New Life Movement Bot Project 5000, and how you can plug into a multitude of opportunities, and not just only being able to become an investor, but also being able to capitalize off the other opportunities that we have around and about this conversation. I'm excited. I'm electrified. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I've known Roland Davis for 20 so years or so. And man, this is something that I want to impress upon you, to make sure that you include as many of your family members as possible. Because again, this is not just a you and I conversation. This is not just those of us with jobs conversation. This is not just those of us who are ready to jump and take an initiative as an investor. You need to pull in your adult children. You need to pull in your aunts. You need to pull in your uncles, your cousins, and things of that nature, because somebody somewhere, if you are not ready, they're ready to jump on this opportunity, and you need to be able to pass this information off to them so they don't miss a beat. Okay. I also want to share with people who jump on is that me, myself personally, it's like the haircut for me. And yes, I'm a part and parcel of the admin team here at Project 5000 New Life Movement, but I'm also a client. Okay, I'm also I'm an example of someone who is working on credit repair. I'm an example of someone who is getting ready to make another deal with the assistance of Roland Davis. I got a property in mind, as a matter of fact, that he's passing off to me. And man, we want to make sure that you guys know that this is real. This is not rehearsed. This is not something we put together. You know, we are in this. We are doing this. All right. And we want you to do this right along with us. All right. Man, it's a lot that I can say because I'm excited, but I want to close my mouth for a little bit. And I want to go ahead and introduce Mr. Roland Davis to the table so that he can give his twos and fews and open up the conversation. And hopefully those of you who have dialed in and called in, please do not be quiet. Do not hesitate to ask any and all questions and give whatever comments you'd like to give. Again, this is a conversation. We don't want to get on here and just talk and talk and talk. We want to conversate. We want to answer questions. We want to fill you in. We want to inoculate you, all right, with these keys and with these cheat codes that Mr. Roland Davis has in order for us to buy back the block. So with that being said, also want to give it up to Dr. Shante, who is also a cornerstone in the New Life Movement and Bot Project 5000. You will see her face often on these Tuesday calls as well. There are a few of us behind the scenes, but we need more people behind the scenes. We really want to blow this up, and we have the ability to with your assistance and with your help. With that being said, I'm going to shut my mouth for a second and give my mouth a rest and get a little bit of water. And I am going to put my hands together virtually. You put your hands together with me and bring Mr. Roland Davis, centerfold. Mr. Roland Davis, can you hear us? Are you on the line?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear, brother. It's your floor.
Absolutely. Well, it's our fault, brother, and I definitely want to give it back to you. I'm always excited to hear your monologue. I don't know what you would call it, your introduction, and the things that you
Yes.
share are always so impactful. You are doing a tremendous job, and I'm really grateful to have a brother like you that's so solid that could be doing anything else in the world, but you chose to take this journey with us. So thank you, brother Kadir, for your loyalty and your support always. I also want to give it back to Dr. Shante, who has been so instrumental in bringing this vision forward. She has literally, along with her team of support, IT, Sister Bree, Brother Tony, has single-handedly taken this movement into the 21st century and made it a thing that I believe is worth your investment. So thank you, Dr. Shante. Your work is undeniable and it is apparent. I just want to thank, you guys for taking time to get on to this live. We're going to be doing this every week. In order for us to take the block, we have to build momentum. As Brother Kadir said, my name is Ro Davis. I'm the visionary and co-founder of this organization that we call BOP, Project 5000. BOP is an acronym that stands for Building Our Posterity. I built this and we built this organization on the premise that the children are not just our future, but rather we are our children's future. Our goal is to be intentional about the next generation. And what way to be intentional? What better way than to take the block? As I've often said, biblically, it was never about the promised sky. It has always been about the promised land. So any legacy, any heaven that is going to manifest here on earth with respect to our community is going to happen on the land. When they freed us from slavery and they failed to give us those 40 acres and a mule, that wasn't in the sky. That was on this God's green earth. And that may have been something that would have made the critical difference for generations to come. But it's okay that that didn't happen. I wouldn't want this to happen any other way because what I know is that breakdowns create breakthroughs. Sometimes something has to break down in order for something else to break through. And so when you break down an entire people who are the original people, who are the fathers and the mothers of civilization, and you break them down, the only logical cause or or effect to that cause is that we're going to give birth to an entirely new people that is built for the storm that's coming. And
Right.
so I am excited to be here with an instrument that I believe can give us a blueprint on how we take the block. If you're out there, you have heard the conversation that it's time to take the block. We need to do it. The
Mhm.
conversation is not if, but how. And
Wow.
what we've created in this book and in this course, and I say we, because although I authored it, although I put the blueprint in motion, it is my team that is smoothing out the rough edges and putting the infrastructure there so that when you invest your time, you invest your money, that investment doesn't come back void. So I have to say, we at this point. There was a time when I was comfortable saying I, but I'm no longer comfortable saying I, because I am on either flanked by people who are as serious and committed as I am. So today, we are at the precipice of major change. We're moving into a world where if you're middle class, your ability to survive and maintain that status will be greatly compromised. Why do I say that? As early as my enrollment in college, I remember my first few weeks there. I heard the professors, I can't remember what class it was. I just remember them talking about a disappearing middle class and that in the future, there would only be a lower class and an upper class. And if you were in the lower class, that you would never be able to matriculate into the rank and file of the upper class, which is in truth the American dream. It is why people come here, because they can turn a nightmare, a breakdown, into a breakthrough, not just for themselves, but for their families and to create generational wealth. When you look at the fact that in most black families, our wealth is couched inside of the equity in our homes. And for many of us, we're not upper class, we're middle class. And the jobs that have sustained us and the real estate that's given us a stepping stone in the form of affordable housing is on target to disappear in the future. If you understand the dynamic of how things move and the pace at which each city is progressing, then you understand where Chicago, where other cities who may not be as large, may not be moving at the same pace, but nevertheless, they're being led by the outliers. And so when you look at New York being the largest city, and I believe LA second, and Chicago being the third largest metropolis, and you look at where New York is today to obtain or purchase something that we would take for granted, a two flat or a brownstone or just a simple single family in Bronzeville or any one of our underserved communities that we have taken for granted today, you will see that those properties are going for $1 million or more. And many of those things, I'm told, I'm not from New York, but from what I understand, the cost of living is through the roof. It's a very competitive environment. LA, I'm told, is there. I'm told that in LA, the ghettos have disappeared. Chicago is moving in that direction. I need to speak into your consciousness and bring into your remembrance the ghettos that were even the most popular here in Chicago. Ghettos like Cabrini Green, Bronzeville, Woodlawn. Now we have Inglewood, South Shore, which is now under siege. All of those ghettos were not just places where we lived, we worked, and we played, but those were opportunities that we could have seized, if you will, had we been conscious to stand on the shoulders of to create generational wealth. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of who. It's a matter of time before every ghetto will be revitalized. If you are a developer, there's nothing left to develop other than our communities. All of the areas that are underserved, one by one are being served and are being scooped up, snatched up by people who live outside of our community. And I'm not angry at those people. One of the things that I teach in my new book is that number one, there are 15 cheat codes. The very first cheat code is the ability to look beyond our pain. See, the reason why we running out the back door and they're running in the front door is because our vision is connected to our pain. We're looking at the violence and we're trying to get to a safe place. And so, and you can't blame us for that. So let me just say that I want us to be safe. But I also want us to understand our power to take dominion over our communities when we have the right approach, which is why we created Project 5000 in the first place. But those people outside of our communities, they don't see our pain. They see cheap real estate. So the first cheat code that we have to master, we have to look at the dilapidated buildings and not see that. We need to see profit centers. We need to see our people prospering, and that person that needs to be the first to prosper is you. So the book is about helping us to reimagine what we've always seen, but to look at it through a different perspective and then apply the cheat codes that I've used to literally make millions of dollars over the years and apply those cheat codes with the mentoring and counseling that the team I've assembled in order to help me in this monumental task and this journey. Allow us to support you in helping your family to build that wealth. Because family, I fear that if we don't make the choice to lord over land in the future, that we're going to condemn involuntarily our family to becoming a permanent underclass. If generational wealth and our wealth as a people is rooted in real estate and the robotic age, artificial intelligence, and all of the things that are not coming, that are really here, if those robots and the technology move everything from brick and mortar to click and order and take over the mundane jobs that many of us are doing, and they can do it, as Elon Musk said, do it 80 times or 10 times better, then what we know is that there's going to be massive job loss in the world that's emerging, because you'll need less people to do the same job. And the jobs that we took for granted will begin to disappear. So we must invest in an education that gives us the ability to leverage our greatest asset, which is the land. And so as those people lose jobs, those people who do not join our movement, who think that it's going to be business as usual, who fail to get the final call, to hear the wake up call, but not just to hear it, to actually act and retool themselves for the future, they're going to be the catalyst for the greatest transfer and what may be the last major transfer of wealth in Black America, which is the revitalization of the ghettos of America. We don't have as many people who understand the stock market or maybe understand crypto. Fortunately, we got a brother that's a part of our effort that's going to teach us how to flip that stock. So I'm excited about the course that Brother Kadir is creating. But until that time, what we do have is the land. See, food, clothing, and shelter are three things that are never going to disappear. As much as I live on the internet and Facebook and Instagram, I can't sleep there. I might fall asleep on the computer, but trust and believe that we can't live on the internet. Our physical bodies need a physical habitat. We got to wear clothes, and we always going to need to eat. Those are the things that are uniquely human. So inside this movement, we are focused on how we clothe, how we feed, and how we provide shelter for ourselves and our family. And if we could just quarantine those industries, food, clothing, shelter, and all that means is standing in the world and being a man or being a woman. We have the power to create an economic engine that's not just going to feed us in this lifetime, but that will feed our children's children. So I want to encourage you to be a part of this movement. It is well thought out, it is well organized, and it can be even better with you involved. And so, with that, I want to introduce somebody. Dr. Shante, I have the brother who has really been a brother to me, who has been a friend. I met this brother at an event at my house, and when he heard of the work that I was doing, he said, "Put me in, coach." I've been on the same wavelength as what you're talking about, and I've developed some tools and some instruments that I think will be instrumental to helping you in this glorious vision. And even beyond that, because he's creating his own course of wholesaling and how to find off-market deals. We teach that in the class, but I touch on it in a way that is different than the way he is going to deliver it when he delivers it. So that course is forthcoming, but he is also the music man. He's the man who created the song that you hear when the broadcast comes on. He's created the songs that I listen to every day for motivation. And that's not just something I'm saying. When I'm down, when things are difficult, I listen to my own words in the cheat code. I listen to Now or Never. And when I'm out there driving for dollars and smoking that za, it's his song that empowers and fuels my efforts. So without further ado, I want to introduce C Cheesy, my man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your main man, C Cheesy. Listen, this guy right here, Roland Davis, and Miss Shantae and Brother Kadir, I'm so proud of what you guys have put together. I was a little bit out of pocket for the last couple days in reference to just some family stuff. And man, I'll tell you like this: when I was on my family trip, it actually, like, Ro was sending me stuff about, all the things you had going on. I wasn't able to tap in, but on my family trip, I got so much more empowered to build a family, build a legacy. And then when I get from that trip and I see everything that's going on here, it just revitalized me to a whole different level. So, when it comes to the music and the real estate, I've been trying to meld these two worlds together because I understand that our people are really, really, really connected to music, right? Yeah. So subconsciously, I don't think that we really understand how much we are connected to music. So if we can, I think that we have been enslaved through the music. And what I mean by that is we have been led down certain paths through the music. And if we can change the music, we can change the mindset of the people. And if we can change the mindset of the people, we can, again, free ourselves, right? So that is why this is so empowering to me to see you guys have taken the music and have incorporated it into what you are doing. And we got so much more music. Like the stuff you guys have heard is just the preliminary. We got tape on top of tape on top of tape on top of tape. This is a series. This is a lifestyle
Business
that we're doing.
Well, thank
And
you.
thank you so much,
Very
Miss Shantae.
inspiring. Yes,
Appreciate you.
very
Appreciate you.
inspiring. I don't
Yeah,
know if you can hear yourself in the background, but we always have it playing during the broadcast.
I see, and I appreciate it. And I'm really I've been doing music for a very, very long time, but I've never really put it out at a level that I wanted to because I didn't want to be controlled by the industry, right?
Right.
So we actually have an opportunity to put our own music out, create our own narratives, create our own culture, and I think that we can drive the culture in down a different path, right? And I say that again. It's time to free ourselves through our music, through our media, and it starts right here with the land ownership and the Bot 5,000, Bot Project 5,000. I'm so honored to be a part of it, even if it's just my music playing in the background. I appreciate it. But yeah, you better believe that Flipping Bricks is coming, baby. You know what I'm talking about. Flipping Bricks, this is what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, we got you covered, and please take it on back. I'm sorry, this is impromptu for me, but I appreciate everything.
Great. It's
No,
really
that's
great
gone,
for the
brother.
viewers
That's
to
gone.
see the
I
artists
appreciate
behind the music that we've been playing for the last few weeks. So it's powerful. It's important for people to see you and the dedication that you put into this, that you believe in, bro, and what his vision is enough to produce this work of art. And we're looking forward to the tracks to come for the other parts of the ministries. I know Roland mentioned that before too. So we're looking forward to that so that we can begin. Yeah, and like you said, the culture. We love music. So we're excited too to be able to have theme songs to go along with what we're doing to help connect to the people, bring them in and say, hey, this isn't boring. It's fun too. It's empowering. It's enlightening. It's educating us. So we do have to start with the music. Unfortunately, the music industry is doing a disservice to us right now with the things that we hear, even if we're bopping our heads to it. But there's still something that it's just one song that Roland likes so much by that girl, Gorilla, about, and she made a statement about, forget credit. I could be rich tomorrow.
Right.
Although it's kind of cool, I also cringe at it.
Right.
Bring that because it's like, no. You need your credit,
Exactly.
And I'll
Exactly.
piggyback off of what Kadir was saying earlier, that we're not just the admins and the team people, we're clients too. We're also under the guidance and leadership of Minister Rowe, getting properties, getting our credit fixed. I mean, he's so resourceful and he's able to connect you with people. He connected me with this lady that changed my credit overnight after a messy divorce that I had. That it was just costly. It was so much going on, and my score just went up. And now I'm talking with people right now about getting business lines and being capitalized through all of these creative finance strategies that he has. And I'm actually it's so surreal because I'm walking through it while building this, and so it's definitely reinforces. I can't wait to tell my story to people as I'm going, because I'm also developing that same blueprint for everybody else to come behind me. So I'm excited too. But thank you so much, CK, for joining us.
No problem. And one last thing, as we do this, guys, like, it's not about me personally, right? This is much bigger than. And what I'm saying is, it's not about me and my music, right? Is this me playing the music? Okay. But it's not about me and my music. Okay, cool.
Your music is the heartbeat and the vibration.
I'm cool. I don't want to be a distraction, but this thing, I don't want only my music. We need to make this a cultural thing where people start making more music. So I'm just trying to be a catalyst here. And I want to make it so cool that people are like, man, I can't wait to do a song. Right? So that's why we're gonna have more mixtapes and more albums. And guess what? The next event, I plan to be there, and hopefully I can bring in some more artists that maybe haven't looked at this space with a certain fever and a certain eyeballs, right? But we can change that, and instead of them talking about death and destruction and drugs, we can talk about building up our communities. We can talk about and make it cool though, right? Because I think that this music is pretty culturally relevant without talking about death, destruction, doing dope, killing our babies, right? We talk about building life, not destroying it. And it's so important that we need to do that because, again, remember, when we were enslaved back in the slave times, I've heard that the Negro spirituals were some of the things that helped free us, right? And so in my little space and time that I've been alive, you know, when I really became conscious of myself, like around the 80s time, I saw the emergence of gangster rap, right? And gangster rap. What has that done to our community? What have we been talking about over time? Bees ain't nothing but O's and tricks and all that type of stuff. It's been a progression. So now it's time to dial that back, rewind, and take a look at it. With time comes wisdom. So even though I'm an older guy, guess what? I can still rap. I don't, you know, it don't matter. Like, we need older men and women to start rapping and speaking life into our community through the music. And if we can change the narrative, we change the culture. We change the culture, we change our future. That's how I feel. So I appreciate it. Appreciate the time here. I'm gonna let Rose get back on the visual, and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, brother. Very, very, very powerful. And he hit it right on the head in terms of how broad this is, because that is an aspect of this movement. Inside of the New Life movement, we have to take a new look at everything. We have to analyze everything. And music, our music, is right on the chopping block. It's right there. We need a new perspective. And that perspective is this. We need music that reflects the building and the advancement of our people in our communities, and not the destruction and dilapidation of our communities. The murder, the death, all of that nonsense, like the brother said, that is a progression. When music, especially hip hop, first came out, as a matter of fact, people make a joke about it, but it's true to life. When hip hop music first came out, it was a message of say no to drugs. And then it morphed into, in the 90s, hip hop was about selling drugs. And now in the 2020s, hip hop music is about doing drugs.
Exactly.
You see? And there's a progression that has been pushed, and it needs to be dialed back. The brother is absolutely right. Absolutely right. And our music is one of the keys to our freedom. When we listen to music and we listen to the lyrics, the fact that our people make such beautiful sounding music, it opens us up. But unfortunately, once it opens us up, what's being said, the lyrics, it's like a spell. You see what I'm saying? It influences us in the negative, but the music is what opens us up to it. If the music didn't sound as good as it did, it wouldn't be so influential. But the music opens us up, and then once we're open and we're vulnerable, then here comes the words, here comes the spells, and here comes the programs. And we need those programs. We need those words to be uplifting. We need those words to be healing. We need those words to be freeing. You see what I'm saying? Like the brother said, we'll see an immediate change in our communities. And like what Ro was saying before, our communities, you know, there are no meetings of the men on the blocks to say, hey, let's do a males meeting every week, you know, or a men's and women's meeting every week. And we're going to talk about how we're going to make this block better. We might not be able to do the whole neighborhood. We not be able to do the entire South Side. But all the men on this block, all the men and women on this block, we're going to hold down this block. And from block to block to block to block, there should be an organizational body on each block that says, hey, this is not happening on this block. Hey, this can happen on this block. And this is how we can help each other on this particular block. And block by block, they can say, hey, that building is dilapidated. That house is open. That house has been abandoned for 2 years. We're going to buy that house. How much money you got? How much money you got? How much money you got? We're going to JV and we're going to buy up the dilapidated buildings and open houses on our block. You see? And it's a strategy that can be used. It's a strategy that's a part of what the New Life Movement by Project 5000 is offering, which is why we need more people to tune in. We need more people to jump online and jump on board, because this is working. This is doable. We can do this. We are doing this, and we want you to be included in that. Absolutely.
You know what? I really... Oh, did you want to say something?
I wanted to, we actually have another person that's been part of the team that's in the backdrop, just to give a few words about her experience. Bree, are you here? We've been missing you, so we're, let everybody hear.
What up, G? Is she there?
Oh, sorry. There we go. Hi. Okay, there she is.
Good evening, everybody. I am working like a stiff, but I'm here always in the background. Yes, I am. But I wanted to come on here because, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something. People have to understand when you carry destiny, you really have to look around and see who's around you and who's supporting you. But at the same time, you have to get in the fight yourself. We can't always expect, somebody to hand us something. So when somebody is bringing something to us, we have to stop and ask ourselves, what does this mean for my next level? What does this mean for my future self or my future kids? Things like that. And I think that's where we miss the boat a lot. So I am very thankful to be a part of this. I'm really thankful to really say that, you're going to do something other than just, give lip service. You're really putting some effort into how the community turns around and, and starts to rethink and retool itself so that we can see better success for ourselves. So I thank you, Mr. Davis. I thank you, Dr. Shante. Yes, I do. I thank you, Khadija, because you guys are very instrumental in kind of making me come back to the table and reinvest my time and my talents properly. So thank you for that. I'm going through the process myself because I want to be straight, when it comes time to say, okay, well, I don't want to look at these little computer screens no more. So I want to be straight for myself.
So I want to speak to that, Bree. I thank you for sharing that. And one of the things that Dr. Shante, I think it was either Minister Tony or Dr. Shante that talked about, we're not just talking about real estate and I'm selling a course. Everybody on this call and all of the people who are playing a role, it's mandatory for them to own a piece of property, whether it's at least their home or an investment property. And I'm encouraging them and I'm encouraging you out there to join this movement and be one of the 5,000 homeowners.
Right.
If the people who are helping us convey this message, helping us with the live stream, helping us to build or rehab the houses, helping us to do any part of what you see in the public. My goal is convert every single one of them into the very first buyers. Because if this is real, and I know it is, then why wouldn't we do it for everybody that's helping us put the dig together? So I am excited because this gift that of home ownership, of assets, and things that we are dealing with here in the movement, every single person on this call, even Brother CK, and he ain't even in the frame, is going through the process. In fact, we've worked out a deal where he's going to own the home we're in now. And as I move to the next facility, this particular house, I want to hand to my brother. And so I don't know how to say this other than to say it. Y'all need to get involved. This is real. We're about to create, we are creating a magical moment in Black America. There may be pessimists in the audience saying, oh, you ain't gonna never get them Negroes or Black people to all work together. And I have a solution. I agree that we will never get all Black people to work together. And I have a solution for that. Let's lead their ass. Let's lead the ones that don't want to work and be on the program. Let's leave them. And let's focus on the ones who are ready to run. See, now that you can almost not blame folks for not wanting to put their hard-earned twos and fews and invest inside of the ghettos of America. Because prior to now, I don't know that we had a blueprint or a system or a movement. We had a lot of movements to help us characterize the problem, help us see what's wrong, but we haven't had a movement that's all about action. You know, we got a lot of ministries out there that are professing that they have the key to heaven eternally. I don't have the key to a heaven in another world, but I do have the keys to a heaven that we can build in this world. So the good news for us in this ministry is that we have a plan. We have a blueprint that can not only transform my life, but as you see the people who are on this call, the people who are affiliated with this movement, and you see the assets and the things that they are acquiring, and the people who will hear this final call, and I call it the final call, because the ghettos of America will disappear and be transformed. It is not a matter of if, but a matter of who. And I say that who should be you and I. And if not you and I, then who? And if it's somebody different, where does that leave us? Where do we find the place that we can call home, where we can hang our hat on? Our salvation as a people is not going to come because somebody saves us. It's because we decide to participate in our own rescue. The salvation is the fact that we are awoken, we have awakened to the fact that we have the power to do this ourselves. Oh, in a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, we gotta lock arms. We got to embrace each other. We got to mend the fences, create the bridges to the individuals who are like-minded. I was talking to a sister today, and she was talking about some people, some other activists, and some of the challenges that she was facing. And I said, we got to mend that. You guys are both two individuals working in the interest of our people. And we can't afford, we need all hands on deck right now. Because if anybody is going to change the condition that we have, it's going to be us. We got the most to gain and the most to lose. So I'm saying that when we get money out of the way as an issue, that's why we got to give violence a job. You'll see that we'll be able to put the neighbor back in the hood. The neighbor is gone because the neighbor can't stand the next door neighbor because we're in a financial desert. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to smile when you're in foreclosure. Hard to smile when you're dealing with the things that's been put on us as Black people. So my goal in creating this economic engine is that we will be able to bring peace and harmony to our communities by creating the engine that will give us the dignity, because it's with our hands that we can build nice homes. Yes, as Jesus said, there are many mansions in my Father's house. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I know that to be the honest to God truth. You know why? Because I got all the addresses. It's all these vacant buildings. Go ahead.
Can you trust? There's somebody that was trying to make one comment before they leave.
Go ahead. I'm done.
You know, let's see. Bree, did you still want to, or? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it real quick, and then I gotta jump, but I'm still gonna be on here. But it's a twofold process. You know, what you guys are bringing, what you're showing us, what you're exposing us to, And I say us because I'm participating as, you know, a participant, not just working on the team. We have to come to the table too. It can't just be you at the table delivering to us. We have to exercise the tools that are being offered to us. Something I learned last year is really relevant and really important, I think, for us individually as people. It's like, if you don't embody I am, you can't fully embrace I can. And if you don't believe you can, you will never fully be compelled to execute I must. And that's something that we don't get. And that's a lesson that we need to learn before we sit down to the table with somebody that's bringing us something that's going to move our future forward.
Absolutely, Bree. I appreciate that. And thank you for coming on the camera.
Oh, I know, right? I'm back to the background now.
Thanks, Bree. All right, we got another one of our guests and people that's part of the movement that's joined us today. And then I'm going to let Roland introduce one of our newest. Do you see her on?
I see her, but I need these glasses to see who that is. Oh, that's my girl. What's up, yo?
Hey. Happy Tuesday night.
How are you?
Tuesday night.
Well, let me just give you a proper introduction. The sister on this line that I'm about to introduce, when I opened up the Bach Biz Center, was one of the major tenants inside of that center that helped us to make history on 79th Street.
Okay.
They started in the Bach Biz Center with just a virtual mailbox, a silver membership, I think, which is $200. They outgrew that membership, took a smaller office, and then outgrew that office and got to one of the biggest offices in the center, then evolved out of that into a vacant storefront on the Blacknificent Mile, which was what we call 79th Street now. And this sister has been a friend and was one of the visionaries for that effort. And now she is a part of our movement, and she's going to be a part of our legacy building. See, we want everybody that joins this movement to have a 700 credit score, be a registered Black Coffee Political Alliance voter. You need to join our voting block. You need to also have a will and life insurance. What good is all of this work if we're not going to prepare a place for the next generation? And Yolanda has taken on the task of helping us to define that part of our program. So without further ado, Sister Yolanda, go ahead, sis.
Why, thank you, sir. Why, thank you. Mr. Passionate is what I call him. If you guys do not know, that is the most passionate speaking man that I have ever met in my life. And I thank you for such a beautiful introduction. Hello to you all. And first and foremost, happy Tuesday night. I love you. And I'm so very excited, not only about this opportunity, but about this motion and this movement, because it is not only coming, but it is here. It is here and it has arrived. And if you have not gotten ready, call in so somebody can help you get ready, because we're going there. So I'm basically here as a part of the movement to show not only the love and wealth of what we can be and do as a people. And it starts with you first. A healthy you can create a lot of generational health and wealth moving forward. And we would like to utilize the insurance platform, is what the world calls it. But what I call it is simply asset protection. So Ro and the team is bringing me in to be a part of protecting your assets. And if you don't think you have any, we're going to help you to identify your assets so that we can also help you to protect those assets as well as attaining new assets. But it is time for becoming not only your own bank so that you can be a healthier you, but you can create a healthier generation and a healthier community around you. And that's what this is all about. I'm so very honored to be here. Thank you so very much for the introduction. I'm not going to speak long. I just want to say I'm here and I'm excited and I'm boots in the ground.
Thanks.
All right. You know, one of the things, Yolanda, that one of the things, the reason why a lot of us don't think about life insurance and wills and things of that, is because a lot of us don't have anything to leave behind. Like we're not thinking, we don't have assets to protect. And that's part of why home ownership and small business development is so critical. See, when you start owning your own home and you just start there, you start thinking, well, damn, if I did this, what more can I do? And then you start thinking, damn, I got something worth leaving. And then you'll stop walking out in the middle of the street without looking both ways. Because I think some of these folks are suicidal because they got nothing to live for. People want insurance and think about those type of things and legacy building, but it begins with home ownership and small business development. You start thinking longer by virtue of the fact that you have something that is the sum total of your life's work. So if most of Black wealth is couched inside of the equity in their homes, then the wealth that we seek, that we have, that we can pass down generationally is something that we got to fight for. We got to work hard so that other people don't take the opportunity that we've bled for, that we've worked for. We're in an hour that is unprecedented. It's unprecedented because we can literally walk into a bank and not be redlined. We can literally go into places that our predecessors never could. I admire much respect to the brothers and the sisters who paved the way. We didn't heard the message, and now it's time for pure action. This is a comprehensive, strategic approach, and trust me, we've thought of just about everything that we need in order to successfully take the block. And with that, I want to pass it back to you, Dr. Shante, because you always have something great to close us with.
Oh, I didn't know that was me. I thought that was you and Tony, but I'm just going in the spirit of what you would say. We're just going to close on out with our song.
Absolutely. And I need to bring the author.
Let's bring on into
the musician. Yes, sir. Yes. See that shirt, flipping bricks, baby. Yes. Put it on.
Yes. And we'll see everybody next week, same time.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all.
Now and never, now and never. Right now I'm smoking precious. Now and never. Classic classes, this selection. Now and never.
Now we gonna dance.
Oh, this is better now and never. Bag I'm talking here first. 5,000 this
Monday night magic dance. Now and never. Took the red pill and up my standard. I'm just building our posterity. Two hands, little mama got dexterity. Give me clarity. Trying to build a foundation through these charities. I made money, my bitch, I told her marry me. Had to regrow my green, it looked like celery. I'm just flipping all these bricks without no felony. Joe is cooked up on this beat, and it's a recipe. I believe in myself, I invest in me. It's now or never, this my destiny. First person shooter, feel like destiny. Thermoscope, I aim steadily. Driving for dollars, I'm in Beverly. Made my own films, no academy. You my brothers and my sisters, we all family. Who tricked us into treating each other savagely? It's now or never. Now and never. Right now I'm smoking precious. Now and never. Classic classes, this selection. Now and never. PhD bars, been professed. Now and never. I don't need my bag, I'm talking head first. Now and never. About 5,000 is the answer. Now and never. Monday night magic dance. Now and never. Took the red pill and up my standard. Now and never. It's a rogue wave, I got you surfing. Been building this since 99, flicking and earthing. Lambo life a river dirty. Time to take our future back, nigga, no mercy. If you wanna be baby, I'll turn you to jerky. I left my ex, but it still hurt me. My heart broke, no, it's not working. Rolled up some pressure, we suburban.